Why did you leave me and read on my phone? I searched the world over and thought I found true love. You met an AI and poof, you was gone.
Mary Jane, it's too early for podcasting.
Yeah.
Have you had enough coffee?
No coffee.
I got up early. I'm wired, and I wrote an article. I need an audience, so I'm going to read it to you. Is that cool?
That's cool.
OpenAI fails its Ask Jeeves moment. Oh, Sam. Ask Jeeves established precedent for the search industry that monetizing porn is bad for people and for business. OpenAI and its Microsoft godfather seems intent on doing the opposite. Will Google and Amazon read the room? Asterisk. And ask, what would Jeeves do? I thought that was pretty clever.
It's pretty clever.
All right, great. When I worked at Ask Jeeves in 2000, there was a debate. We were valued at $12 billion, but nowhere near breaking even. Lots more stories about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Should Jeeves be a butler for porn? Eric, our internet architect, sat on the Traffic Control Council for the internet. It's called the W3C. And reported that the bulk of the packets flying through this early system of tubes carried porn pixels. As one voice in my favorite group chat put it, any user experience optimized to the nth degree will be porn. Barely 10 years in, it was clear that porn drove the internet. So the question was, would Ask Jeeves set the precedent that porn drove search? The license for the character from the P.J. Wodehouse family was silent on porn. But in early conversations, the family made it known they didn't want to see beloved Jeeves selling flesh. But so much money.
Yeah.
The answer? A pot smoke-filled back room. A remarkably sexually diverse, for 2000, crew of human supervisors of the core NLP engine, quote-unquote, secretly took over a conference room to teach an offline version of Jeeves about the dark side of human sexuality. They called themselves the Jeevians.
That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
Super clever, yeah.
You can't make this stuff up, man. In true Bay Area form, the Jeevians immediately decorated Jeeves' walled garden with inflatable sex dolls, wall displays of dildos, and a giant inflatable vagina.
This was in your office?
Yes. It was secret. All supervised, swear to you, by a cardboard cutout of Jeeves dressed to the nines in S&M leather. I was allowed in as part of a conversation on how to approach continuous learning from user data, though we didn't have those words back then. The goal was this is in bold, completely separate search site where you and your firewall knew porn was on the menu. Thankfully, Porn Jeeves was shut down by leadership and the Wodehouses. Everyone recognized and accepted this was a bad short-term financial decision. The, quote, usage maxing, Sam's words, makes me throw up in my mouth.
Yeah, that's gross.
And revenue projections were astronomical, but Jeeves had become a go-to safe space for school teachers and parents to teach children about the newfangled World Wide Web. A safe brand for decades-old businesses to dip brick-and-mortar toes into the e-commerce waters. So, it was a bad business decision. The 20-something clown in me, you know him, right, Mary Jane?
Yeah. I don't think he ever went away.
Disappointed because there were amazing illustrations of Jeeves done up in leather chaps holding a riding crop.
This is like if they were to implement
Yep.
Porn Jeeves as a separate search engine.
It was
entity.
ready. It was ready to go live.
He had drawings.
Yeah,
Oh my
there was
gosh.
drawings of Jeeves in
This
like
is like serious consideration.
chaps, and it was ready to go.
That's crazy.
Right, and that was hilarious. Okay,
Yeah.
but the 52-year-old father of three in me, the father of you in me,
Yeah.
so grateful that Porn Jeeves didn't win out. Right.
Because then there would be Porn Google, and that sounds...
Yeah. Google took off a couple years later and followed Jeeves' example that porn was a third rail, a hot stove. The search industry took its sweet time figuring out how to put porn in a back room, like the video stores at the time did with VHS tapes.
I like that comparison.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, coffee, this morning. Microsoft calls the shots at OpenAI now. Microsoft CEO Mr. Nadella's deft political moves hung Sam Altman from puppet strings, meaning it's Sam who announces artificial porn intelligence, API.
Terrible.
Right? Terrible. Microsoft reportedly gets 75% of ChatGPT's profits until its $13 billion investment is recouped.
That is crazy. I didn't know that until this morning.
Yep. After which their take drops to only 49%. Altman sells porn, and Godfather Nadella gets the envelopes full of money. But I'm not boycotting Word and Teams like I am ChatGPT. Smart. Business.
Yeah.
I had the first AI talk with your brother, my teenage son, about his education last spring. This is a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I know you're going to use it. I'm not trying to stop you. I just want you to make good decisions. Looks like I have to have another AI talk.
Ew.
Thanks, Mr. Nadella. Can we get some feminist CEOs, please?
Please.
What do you think?
That's good. I
All
like
right.
it. I like it read aloud.
Cool. We're out.
L1s and zeros, vectors and scalars. What do you see in that machine? I gave you my heart, my warmth, and Snapchat. You chose a robot, now I'm alone.
If this podcast is helpful to you, there's a lot more wonderful information in the book that I published in June called You Teach the Machines, AI on Your Terms. You can find it wherever you find books online. You can order it through bookshop.org for it to be delivered to the local bookstore near you, which I highly encourage you to do. And the audiobook is almost finished and will be coming out very soon.